check my mech warriors and my mechs.
Yes, Commander.
2300. Well, just for this.
Ready for orders.
And piloting.
Yep. Good to go.
Training complete.
What's up, boss?
Mech warrior training complete.
Okay, what kind of mechs do we have right now? I'm running full heavy on my game right now, so I have one quick draw, Shadowhawk, Vindicator, and Centurion. Okay. Let's go ahead and launch. First strike. Weldry, one of the most notorious hellholes in the Oregon Reach. Everything about this place is hostile to human life, and for the past 3 years, Espinosa has used it as a dumping ground for its political enemies. The Directorate has a prison complex on the planet's surface. The inmates call it the Icebox. The image of an imposing structure appears on your view screen. It has solid, heavy walls, and that you've come to associate with Tarian architecture. It's a holy facility for political prisoners, including high-value hostages, members of the founding family's spouses, sons, and daughters. If we liberate the prison and set them free, we break Espinosa's leverage over the founding houses. The political map will change overnight. We don't know what the Directorate has been doing to our people in there, but we have to set them free. Not just for political gain, but because they're our people. And we need your help to do it. Martha, you've got an army. What do you need us for? Subtle decision action. I will lead the army in an all-out sneak assault on the Directorate's primary spaceport. After I've drawn their attention, you will sneak in, attack the icebox, and liberate it. We'll set my uncle's hostages free and put the founding families in our debt, all in one fell swoop. In my experience, operations of this scale rarely go according to plan. I know, and that is one major reason why I need you on this drop. You adapted to the chaos on the battlefield of Coromadir. I'll be counting on you to do the same here. I'll remain in contact with you after we hit the ground. Good hunting. Give my uncle's troops the hell they have earned. After the Directorate's presence on the planet has been crushed and the icebox has been liberated, we'll regroup to celebrate our victory. Let's do this. For initiative. Ready for drop. This is it. Our first strike against my uncle's Directorate. Our first step towards justice. While I lead the Restoration Army against Weldry's primary spaceport, you will launch a sneak attack against the Icebox and liberate. I know that you can do this. We can do this together.
Command interface initiated.
Alright. There are 2 entrances into the complex, Commander. Intel says that each is defended by a series of elevated turrets. I'm also seeing an LRM in placement between the 2 checkpoints. Battle mech defenses should be practically nil as predicted. Lady Arano's preemptive strike has already drawn the prison standard garrison away. I'm seeing heavy vehicles and turrets on my screen. Nothing you can't handle. Clear away the opposition and capture the prison. Lady Arano and the Restoration Army will take care of the rest. Good hunting, Commander. Boom. Let's go.
Got it.
Moving to position.
Enemy contact. Not yet. Push you on the right side.
Enemy detected.
Acknowledged.
Once you start engaging, that's when they call out to their troops.
Location confirmed.
Let's do this one. This one's a recon vehicle.
This is the Warden. We have an intruder alert.
Intruders!
All combat units, prepare to repel hostile.
very well.
Yes, Commander.
Fuck that tank up, Behemoth.
Coordinates received.
Alpha strike. Let's go. Oh, what? There's no line of sight there. Not bad.
Receiving you. Heading out.
Still sensor lock. This guy.
Got a lock.
Hold on. Alpha strike. Let's go.
All weapons limited.
Oh. Ouch. Now, I'm not going to play as conservatively as I usually do, because I've already done this mission. It just fucked up on Twitch last time because the internet sucked. Apologize for that. What shit happens.
Warning. Enemy sensor lock detected.
Ow.
Damage minimal. Warning. Detecting mech warrior injury.
Ow. Ow.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Standing by.
Where's that bulldog? God. One vehicle down. Those turrets.
Vehicle down.
Get that LRM turret.
Good to go. Heading out.
Vehicle down.
Vehicle trashed.
We get shot by.
Waiting for orders.
Put you in the middle here. We're gonna get hounded real quick by these turrets, but actually let's hit that sniper. Oh, I only no the vehicle. Yeah, otherwise it would have been a waste of a turn.
Vehicle trashed.
Good shot. Not. Let's hit these fucking turrets here. I wonder if those generators power these turrets right here.
All weapons limited. Target destroyed. Warning.
Sensor lock.
Enemy sensor lock detected. Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Ow, fucker.
Warning. Armor low. Warning. Armor low.
Waiting for orders.
Put him in the bush right there.
On it.
Light standard? Sure. Wow, okay. These LRMs are garbage.
Commander.
Hit you guys.
Roger. Targeting for atomic.
LRM down.
One left.
Gausho,
turret.
your turn. Kill that turret, please.
Standing by.
That's droppy.
Roger that. Turret destroyed.
Ow!
Light damage, Commander.
Really? Drop that PVC.
Engaging target.
Alright. With alarms down.
Target destroyed.
Focus on the vehicles.
I've been sensor locked.
Orders.
Sprint. Cool down while you do that too.
Receiving you. Got it. No shooting. Just running.
What's up, boss?
Tonner, it's probably a Bulldog? Is that what the 60 tonner is?
Engaging target.
There's one down.
Target building destroyed.
Good to go. Moving out.
Destroy it!
Affirmative.
A little overkill on the generator. That's okay.
One less structure.
Is that powering down these turrets?
What's up, boss?
Okay, let's shoot that, whatever that is.
copy.
Recon vehicle? Scorpion.
All weapons are go.
Ooh, what were you shooting at right there?
Orders. Roger that.
PPC.
Got it.
Boom.
One for the
Is
scrap.
that a manticore? What do you mean manticore? 60-ton tank? Oh, it's a bulldog. Okay. Fuck. Whatever. Cool your lasers.
Stabilizing. Engaging coolant system.
Coordinates received.
Orders. Moving to position. Firing all weapons.
There we go.
One more for the trash.
Alright, let's open this, let's open these doors
Commander,
here. Keys to the city.
move order received.
Just nice and slow roll it with your energy weapons only.
Firing on target.
We're gonna open the other gate too.
I could do this all day.
Enemy contact, where? Inside the gate? Let's see, Behemoth and Gaucho. I'm gonna guard this
Yes,
area.
Commander.
Medusa, you're coming with me.
Confirmed. Aye, aye. On my way.
Slow roll this door.
Firing on target.
Waiting for orders.
Brace.
Confirmed. Holding.
Good to go.
Brace.
Roger that. Digging in.
Knock, knock.
Engaging target. Target building destroyed.
Let's cool off before we make entry.
Stabilizing. Engaging coolant
Right.
system.
Sprinting to cover. Prison is ours. Directorate actions. God damn it, this is not a drill! Looks like we've got more company. I'm seeing heat signatures come in online in the prison mech bay. Warden must have held a lance in reserve.
Sit tight, Commander. Lady Arano is aware of the situation. Reinforcements are on the way.
Got it.
So they should have one heavy mech with a couple of mixed unit tactics here. Oh, what they got? A Jenner.
Yes, Commander.
Hit him with your LRMs.
Heading out.
Do a precision strike. Go for the head.
Roger.
Enemy turn. Oh, it's what? How do you get double movement? That's straight up bullshit.
Standing On my way.
I'm gonna brace. Centurion. I'm gonna try to flank him. Yeah, cover, baby.
Ready for orders.
Right. Torso on that. That's probably not a good idea since that's my PPC arm. Hit the core.
Copy that. That hit something good.
What we got? Looks like an LRM. Or Jenner's going for LRM support now.
I'm hit.
Precision strike. Ooh. Jaeger mech. Okay. He's got those ACs.
Reporting. Minimal damage.
For the Reagan people! Yeah! Go get him, Lady Arano.
Commander. Got it.
Out of range from my PPC? No, it's not.
Locked on target.
Fucking Jenner's coming out again.
Receiving you.
Keep your sideways.
Coordinates received.
Focus on the Centurion. Cool him down. Fire! One down.
Damn you! We can't let this prison fall!
I know how you feel, dude. I'm on a really savage mission right now after this one. Ooh, keep hitting him. Love it. Ooh, I don't like that. I think that's like a trebuchet or something.
Good to go.
That's what it feels like. Go ahead and focus on the
Copy that.
Jaeger mech now. Well, I can only shoot at the Jenna right now. Alpha strike! Go!
All weapons
Woo! Jenner's down! Jaeger mech and whatever that is. I think it might be a javelin or trebuchet. Ow. And then Medusa? What? Fuck your double strike.
Minimal damage on that hit. Yeah.
Point my right torso at him.
Confirmed.
Precision strike. Center. Fire.
Taking the shot.
Usually I go for the head, but my stats are super low right now. For all of my characters. Hit him! Everything you got! Yeah! Knockdown! I'm
Ready for orders.
like 90% sure that's a javelin now.
Acknowledged.
So pour him out.
Affirmative.
Receiving you. Affirmative.
Blast it.
Engaging target.
Him while he's down.
Reporting critical hit.
Bomb him. Fuck it. You're overheating. Who
all
cares?
weapons
Yeah, there we go. One to worry about now.
enemy mech destroyed.
A little heat
Warning.
damage.
Heat
hurt
exceeding
anybody?
recommended level.
Copy that.
Let's get in that breach.
Yes, Commander.
What is it?
Copy that.
Trebuchet. I was right. So
What's
many
up,
fucking
boss?
missiles. That's why.
Copy that.
It's about to unleash hell on Behemoth right there, though. Unless I go in first.
Receiving you. On the move. Full speed.
I should have bunched him up, but that's fine. Who's he gonna attack? Oh my god, did he do multi-hit? Oh, he did not.
Orders.
Let's get up in his face.
On the move.
Prison strike, center, mass.
On it.
Ooh! He's not,
Solid connection
he's
on
gonna
that
feel
one.
that one.
Standing by.
Right there.
Confirmed.
Alpha strike, go
Firing.
baby.
Full complement on enemy. Scored a critical hit.
Well, you're not looking so good there. You should punch out, bro. Fuck it.
All weapons committed.
Boom!
Enemy mech
Doesn't matter, since we already played this, like I said.
Warning. Detecting Mech Warrior.
Prisoners are, thanks for the assist, Lady Ronald. I'll have Sumar bring us down for the victory celebration. So normally, there will be no celebrating, not after what I saw out there. Gods, Darius, the things the director has done to these people. Kamea, I need you to meet me in the prison hospital right now. What is it? Better that you see for yourself than Kamea. Prepare yourself. This isn't going to be easy.
Mission successful.
Yeah, everything's broken. I understand. Don't care. Took a lot of salvage for this mission. Representative democracy. House Davion transfer, wow, into a monarchy. Huh.
I'm telling you, I didn't get that text. I'll send you.
By the time our forces found him, it was too late. I'm sorry, Kamea. He was here all this time.
Rashu.
So he was dead, but he wasn't. Kind of weird. Kamei, I'm so sorry. I know how much Mastiff meant to you. He was a friend and a mentor to us both. He was more than that. The old man was like a second father to me, and my uncle condemned him to waste away on this rock. To die wretched and broken in agony. Story. No way should. And yet so many have. There's no coming back from what I've witnessed here today. The scale of the Directorate's cruelty is unimaginable. What they've done here is monstrous. It's inhuman. Our intel was wrong, Alexander. The icebox isn't a prison. It's a meat grinder. Gods, my own family's behind this. And what's left of mine has chosen to look the other way. It isn't an easy thing to wrap your head around, but try to remain focused. We just liberated the Director's hostages with a single blow. You shattered your uncle's holdings on the founding houses. The prisoners you set free are already calling you the Sword of Restoration. We need to spread this message all the way to Coromwadir, to galvanize your supporters and weaken Espinosa's popularity there. It won't be an easy process. For the last 3 years, those of who love House Arano have been keeping their heads down. We won't break them of that overnight. In truth, an appreciable percentage of Coromwadir's population supports Director Espinosa in centralizing power. He improved the quality of life on the throne and ruled considerably, and people will forgive a great deal for security and comfort. With our victory on Weldry, we all have seen what happened to those who would not be bought or indoctrinated, those who refused to kneel before a tyrant. We know what will become of the people who were made to disappear, and soon enough the entire Reach will know it too. The momentum is on our side. Kamea, we need to take advantage of it. You're right, this isn't the time for hand-wringing, but Alexander, you didn't see what I saw out there. On the other end of the battlefield, the work crews all hunched and broken, the graveyards, great fields of unmarked burial plots that stretched as far as the eye could see. Every time I blink, I see it. The misery that was allowed to fester here. I chose this one. This place, these things my uncle sanctioned here, will tarnish the Oregon Reach forever. It used to be better than this. This place is going to stay with these people for the rest of their lives. I'd do anything to spare them of that hurt, but I can't. Word of advice from an old veteran, Lady Rano. Focus on something you can do. Give us an order, tell us to blow something up. Shit, use your imagination. The key is You do something and you move on. Thank you, Chief. You've got a good crew, Dusty. I have a new assignment for you and a reward for your service. Argo appears on your review screen. She is in rough shape, but she appears to be space-worthy. For decades, the wreck side of the Argo was one of my father's most closely held secrets. When I sent you to retrieve her, I meant for her to serve as a symbolic purpose, a sign of rebirth and renewal, emblazoned with the Urano cormorant for all to see. I was naive. This is the time for action, not symbols, and so, Dusty, I've decided that she will be yours to command. The Argo will serve as your new home, and she will fly with your mercenary banner. Lord Madeira will join you to act as my liaison. In return, you'll grow stronger, sharper, more flexible. You'll own your company to a razor's edge, one that I will hold to the Directorate's throat. In that case, congratulations, you've got yourself a navy. If that's settled, then please, Kamea, go back to the triage tent and get your wounded looked at. The conditions here are beyond unsanitary, and you'll be of no use to anyone if you're dying of some exotic infection. Our people can tend to the wounded. We need you. You're strong for the fight ahead. I will, but not just yet. Assemble our people to the courtyard. There's something I only need to say.
People of the Aurigan Reach, I am Kamea Arano, and I have failed you. For 3 long years, Director Espinosa has imprisoned and starved and murdered our people. And where was I? Hiding in a palace, light years away, building support, planning. While the Directorate's secret police turned neighbor against neighbor, made your loved ones disappear, conscripted your children. I wasn't here. I didn't know. The crimes that I have witnessed here today are unforgivable. No doubt, Director Espinosa believes that the ends justify the means, that the Aurigan Reach has been made strong. Well, I say that strength built on fear is brittle. The Directorate is a paper tiger, and I declare this restoration today to rally the true strength of our people, our resilience, and our freedom. Let Weldry be a call to arms. Join us, and together we will liberate the founding houses and retake Cormadir. Not because it is my birthright, but because the Directorate's crimes against you, the Aurigan people, will no longer be tolerated. That is what I fight for, and I vow to fight for your freedoms to my dying breath.
Hello again, my mercenary friends. Before you officially take possession of the Argo, I wanted to introduce myself in person. We never really got a chance to meet properly on Axilis. So, hi. I'm Dr. Farah Murad, or just Farah, if you prefer. It's nice to meet you all face to face. Yeah, Doc, you too. I'm gonna call you Doc, by the way. You should probably go ahead and get used to it. It was impressive work you did getting the Argo flying. Between you and me, I had my doubts. Honestly, I did too. You should have seen the Argo's interior looked like a couple of 100 years of pirate occupation. Actually, I take that back. If you'd seen what I saw, you'd never wanted to set foot inside. Take it from me, the ship has been deloused from bow to stern. Every meter of her has been hosed down with industrial-grade disinfectant. This ship is clean enough to eat off of, I swear it. I lost a friend. I'm pleased to hear it, and I'm glad we're getting off on the right foot. It isn't every day that you get to introduce your new crewmates to the ship you just rebuilt. Hear that, Yang? We finally got a shipboard engineer. That's good, because I don't have a clue how any of this boat works. Frankly, I'm amazed that Dr. Moran managed to get her flying at all. I'm still a little amazed myself, only a little, because I'm very good at what I do. But it was kind of out of touch. Kind of touch and go there for a while. Oh, and Darius, I'm sorry about the shouting back on Axilis. As it turns out, getting shot at by pirates puts me on edge. No hard feelings. None at all. Keep this beast flying and you can yell at me all you want. I'm used to it. Welcome to the family. You too, Lord Madeira. I never imagined we'd be working together, but I'm glad to have that opportunity. As am I, Mr. Oliveira. Over the years of our exile, Lady Orano told me a great deal about you and your company, all of it good. Even before the events of the coup, she knew about the Markham's marauders. Your assistant in her father's Fialder campaign did not go unnoticed. It was a job, Lord Madeira, but only did we what the High Lord Tamati paid us to do. Still, it feels good to be appreciated and know that someone out there still remembers Commander Markham's name. It'll be Markham Ward Edition above the Argo letter. Thank you, Commander. Speaking of which, you'll have some time to break your new ship in before Lady Orano is ready to move on Panzer. She needs to consolidate our forces on Weldry and replace our losses with fresh volunteers. Remember our orders, you are to sharpen your company and grow strong. And now that you have a mobile command center worthy of the title, I suggest that you use it. I'll get you a fresh batch of contracts to look over. The whole Rimward periphery is our oyster now. We won't be limited by our debts or travel restrictions. Exciting times, I gotta say. How about it, Yang? You excited? Yeah, boss, I'm practically giddy. So why the hell are we still hanging around here talking? There's an absolutely enormous mech bay right over there, and it's got my name written all over it. Damn right it does, Yang. You all heard him. Take your stations, everyone. We're free agents until Lady Orano calls us, and there's money to be made. Argo is not in good shape, Commander, but with time, money, and some Chief Lieutenant's technical resources, we can address most of the major problems. Maybe even make this a place nice again. I'll be in engineering if you want to know more. Lady Orano said she wanted us to get stronger with these mech facilities. Finally have the resource to do that. Bring me scrapped mechs from mission and shops, and I'll rebuild them. The fighting machines are, remember, boss. When it comes to mechs, bigger is usually better. Unless you get swarmed by like 12 mediums. So we got some people to talk to really quick. Let's talk to Darius. Commander Kennedy, I'm sorry what happened on Weldry. Sir Roger and all. If we'd only known, I'd been invaded Directorate myself to get him back. But now it's too late. You said you knew Mastiff, that you fought by his side. I did have that privilege, yes. I didn't know him as well as you did, of course, but we were together in the trenches of Fialder campaign. And I raised the glass with Sir Roger in the canteen on more than one occasion. When you think of the old man, what jumps into your mind? Family. The old man was so damn proud of his family and heritage. There wasn't a drop of noble privilege in his veins, but the Montgomery name carried weight. Hard as nails since the dawn of time, his father used to tell him. Those were his family words and personal creed, and I can personally attest to their accuracy. When we were fighting alongside the Royal Guard on Fialder campaign, a pirate-driven hunchback managed to flank us. Decker was piloting a Locust at the time, and the bastard took its left leg clean off. The Locust went down hard and Decker blacked out. He was a dead man. There was nothing we could do to keep the hunchback from putting a foot through his cockpit, and it would have, if Mastiff hadn't come charging in with a Centurion. His first punch took the hunchback's main gut clean off. He was totally matter-of-fact about it. It wasn't a desperate swing or panic move. He just calmly put his fist into the pirate mech's weapon pod, grabbed it, wrenched it free from its moorings. It was like, I don't know, like watching a farmer uproot a tree stump. You know, worksman-like. And all the while, we could hear the pirate over the open channel screaming and cursing as he desperately tried to fight back. The old man took the hunchback apart piece by piece. Imagine a veteran prize fighter locked in a cage with a snot-nosed kid, with no rules or referees in sight. He put on a clinic for everyone to see. The rest of us pirates broke rank and fled when they saw what had happened to their friend. Can't say I blame them. In their place, I had done the same thing. That's what Montgomerys were. Warriors, for as long as anyone can remember, born to fight and tempered on the battlefield, and Sir Roger was the last. He never had any children, you know. The Montgomery line ended with him. Did he ever show you that enormous knife he used to carry? The kukri? Yeah, don't see too many of those outside the Free Worlds League. These days, kukri blades are most associated with the 4th Regulan Hussars. Not mastiffs, though. He claimed that he'd inherited the curved blade beauty from his grandfather, who inherited from his grandfather, and so on and so on, all the way back to the family origins on Terra. During the Fjolnir campaign, I saw him use that blade against a pirate twice his size, split the bastard's skull like a rotten cantaloupe. It was horrifying and beautiful all at once. You don't see that kind of skill every day. I wonder what happened to that old blade of his. It wasn't with him on Weldry. The old man must have felt he'd lost a piece of himself when the Directorate took it away. Thanks for the talk. Next time we're on shore leave, let's raise a glass to old man memory. Yeah, I like that. And so I think what he... Okay, just make sure there's nothing else to talk about. Yeah. Gotta run.
I'll see you.
And let's talk to Alexander.
Yes.
Commander, welcome to my corner of the command center. From here, I can provide Mr. Oliveira with advice and information wherever he needs it. I want to be a resource for all of us as well. In keeping with my role as a restoration liaison, I will give you whatever additional information I can about our campaign moving forward. Come see me after any major operation, and I'll share whatever I can. State of the war against the Directorate. Things are going well enough, Commander. Our initial attack on Weldry was an enormous success, despite the psychological cost of what discovered there. Still, the Directorate's atrocities have steeled our resolve. I've never seen Lady Orano so determined. Out of curiosity, what did you think of her speech? I recorded it, the broadcasts are on their way to every corner of Directorate space. Good. That's what I was hoping to hear. The presumption of authenticity will carry us far. From what it's worth, Lady Orano meant every word she said. But the people may not see it that way. Espinosa's propaganda machine will do everything in its power to tarnish our compliments and drag us through the dirt. I can imagine the headlines now. Police and civil servants cut down by weapons of war. Dangerous convicts set loose by traitor, endangering nobles and commoners alike. A dangerous narrative, and one that we'll have to counter at every turn. With luck, many of our people will believe that they've heard in our broadcast over the Directorate's propaganda. But I fear that Espinosa's hardline supporters will be far less eager to listen. If we fail to turn them against the Directorate, we run the risk of ongoing violence even after we liberate their home systems. That's why the message like Kamea's speech are so important. Espinosa's supporters just saw the conditions on Weldry with their own eyes. You don't think that'll be enough to sway them? Some will be moved by our message, yes, but others will continue to embrace the Directorate's lies. There are people who have benefited from Espinosa's policies. They won't just condemn a system that has made them wealthy, and they won't want to feel complicit in its crimes. Capturing their loyalty will be a long, hard battle. We won't win it overnight. You're new to this crew, so tell me about yourself. I'd be happy to, but honestly, Commander, I've been so consumed with the matters of war of late that I wouldn't even know where to begin. Tell me about who you were before Camille's exile and restoration. A noble scion, much same as you were, from what I understand. As a fellow noble, I'm sure that you already know more than most about my upbringing. It was a life of privilege and even greater expectation. I spent my early years invested in academic pursuits, the study of history, math, and statecraft. I strove to excel at every subject. Anything to avoid disappointing my mother and father. The extent to which they would come to disappoint me is a cruel irony, but it's one that I've come to accept. What kind of expectations did you have to meet? Do you know House Madeira's motto? Behold our splendor. I had a familial obligation to live extravagantly and to do so within the public eye. But I was also expected to develop my intellect. My life was 50-50, split between carousing and academic study. In truth, it felt like I was leading two lives, putting on a show in both. But I'll never complain about my upbringing. I've enjoyed advantages that most children on the periphery could only dream of. It's hard to have your parents betray you. Oh, it is. Nothing could be harder. When Kamea retakes her throne, there will be a reckoning, and the Director's collaborators will be tried for their crimes. Mother and father will be at the front of that list, and as terrible as it feels to say it, they'll deserve whatever punishment they receive. Tell me about Goldra. A truly beautiful one. You should really travel there sometime after all this is over and see it for yourself. Imagine lush green lowlands giving way to mile upon mile of white sand coastline. sandy beaches kissed by warm salty seas, and soft rain perfumed with saffron and cardamom. And that's not to mention the wildlife. Close your eyes and imagine it, Commander. Shield turns wheeling and soaring, their brilliant plumage glittering in the sunlight, leviathan sablefish flashing silver beneath the waves, dolphinfish leaping, breaching the surface of the water in riotous streaks of yellow and green. Places like Goldra are special, Commander. They must be preserved. This is what we're fighting for, something unspoiled and unique. And ours. Something that reminds us how good the periphery can be.
Be well, Commander.
And then we'll talk to Dr. Farad. Or let's stop by and talk to Yang real quick.
What can I do for you?
How are you liking the new ship? Love it. She's a big old ship, Commander. This bucket can carry more tonnage than I know what to do with. And the mech bay? Man, that mech bay. Do you have any idea how tough it is to refit a mech on a Leopard? Other mech techs won't even try it. You got a room to maneuver, no room to do anything. The odds of getting killed in some horrific industrial accident go right through the roof. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I like the new ship, and I especially like the fact that it isn't my job to keep her flying anymore. I guess that puts Lady Arano in my good graces, which is rare for wannabe Empress, Lord Madeira too, hell, even Centrella. As long as they let us keep the Argo, they're all fine with me. Okay, I think I already figured this shit out, yeah. And then I already asked him about his history. Okay, nothing new. Right.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Let's talk to Farah.
Yeah, boss?
Commander, what can I do for you? Patching up the Argo must have been an enormous job. How'd you do that? Oh, it wasn't just me. I had a team working with under me. Oh my goodness. Over 200 of Lyreton's most accomplished engineers, electricians, and shipwrights. It was really pretty amazing, I gotta say. Shouting through a megaphone at a team of hundreds, watching them hang on my every word. How much did Lady Arano pay for all that? Oh, it wasn't Lady Arano. The payments came directly from House Centrella. That was a figure of speech. They were indirect payments, of course, routed through countless intermediaries to obscure what the money was coming from. But yeah, the Centrellas paid for it. Now, as to how much the Centrellas paid, I honestly have no idea. I'm sure the figure was astronomical, but still, cheaper than getting dragged into an unwanted war, eh? If the ship turns out to be as important as Lady Arana thinks it will, then it was my money worth spent. Have you ever managed a team that big before? Never in my wildest dreams. Prior to my time on Lyreton Shipyard, the biggest team I'd ever managed was the crew that I had with me on Axilus, and they've all got killed. This job went a lot better than that one did. By the way, only 3 deaths across the entire project. Before you asked, none of them was my fault. There was an accident with one of the industrial cranes, and well, it was horrible. I pray for their souls. That went off the rails in a pretty big way, didn't it? Sorry about that. I guess I'm still a little bit of shock from our time at Axilus. I'm having a hard time getting what I saw there out of my mind. But that's neither here nor there. We were talking about the ship. Is there something else you'd like to know? Ask us questions about the ship. Yes, Commander. Ask me whatever you'd like. Can you tell me about the Argo? A fair amount, Commander. You've been researching the ship for several months. Boeing Interstellar produced just 2 of these beauties back in 2762. They were intended to follow behind the first wave of exploratory missions, supporting multiple surveyors, terraformers, and colonizer teams on deep survey missions. Although she is far too large to land on a planet, her docking collar system allows for smaller dropships like your Leopard to come along for the ride. The Argo is a mobile space station, in a sense providing supply and temporary habitation for teams on dangerous missions in unsettled space. Exploration vessel or no, sounds like ideal for you. She is. With 57,000 tons of cargo space, she has all the room you need for supplies, spare equipment, personnel, you name it. In fact, her hold is so vast, we'll have no trouble storing as many mech chassis and partial mech salvage as you can get your hands on. Why don't you see more ships like the Argo out there? It's all lost tech, that's why. The Argo is the product of her era. She lacks the armor or maneuverability to function in a battle, and she's vastly outclassed in size and firepower by even the smallest warship. She's a peacetime ship meant for peacetime exploration duties and planned with a focus on long-term orbital deployment. It was her non-combat design that ultimately led to her abandonment. In her earlier era, she might have been seen widespread usage, but the fall of the Star League and the near constant state of war endured since that has rendered the Argo little more than a forgotten experimental footnote in the history of a dropship production. Sad, really, in her own way. The Argo represents the back seat that science and exploration have taken in pursuit of military goals. How can the Argo be improved? From her current state? Absolutely. In the Star League days, the ship was state-of-the-art, and now she is the shell of her former glory. With time and sea bills, though, there are plenty of ways I can upgrade her. It's about increasing efficiency, as your executive officer, Darius, is so fond of saying, time is money. He says that a lot, you know. Tell him about systems and support upgrades. System support, fundamental, return the Argo to her former glory. They're foundational. I can do some basic system upgrades to improve performance in a few areas, but without improvements to systems and support, limited to how far you can go with upgrades. Okay. Personnel. Just like battle mechs will need to be patched up from time to time. Display of the medical bays efficiently to medical points travel through financial readouts. The higher the medical rating, the faster your mech warriors will heal. Okay. Combat deployment upgrades. 3 flavors. Increase our mech bay capacity, those improve mech repair and refit speed, and those intensity mech warrior training. Increasing mech bay capacity means our battle mechs are ready for immediate deployment. It takes time and C-build to pull mech chassis out of storage and refit them with weapons and equipment. More mech bay capacity means less downtime. If your lance gets banged up on a mission and needs weeks or repair time, you won't be able to take another contract unless you have mechs in reserve. Improving your repair and refit speed, get your battle mechs out of the mech bay and back on the battlefield, where they can be earning us money. Finally, adding and upgrading mech warrior training simulators will allow your mech warriors to improve their skills and abilities during the inevitable downtime of interstellar space travel. Can I upgrade more than one system at a time? Sorry, no. The rule is one upgrade at a time, and I wrote it for a reason. I'm only one qualified to oversee this work, and if I spread myself too thin, bad things can happen. Extinction level things. Well, for us at least. To be part of this crew, I want to better tell me about yourself. Well, I'm an actual doctor, but not the medical kind. I have 2 doctorates, one in physics, the other in mechanical engineering. And now I'm hauling around in a lost tech wonder with a crew of merry pirates, seeking my fortune. It's funny the places life takes you. Okay, I've got the elevator pitch. Now give me the long version. Yeah, sure, if you like. Let's see, where to begin? Well, I was born on Regulus in the Free Worlds League. My parents were academics. I know, big surprise. I spent most of my early years bouncing back and forth between their suburban apartment and Ferdowski, my Baba June's live-in dropship. Your Baba June? Who is that? My grandfather. He carved out a nice little business for himself, running a taxi service for pilgrims traveling to and from Dar es Salaam. As much as my father frowned on Baba June's old-fashioned lifestyles and beliefs, he wasn't blind how much I loved the old man, so he occasionally consented to let me board the Ferdowski and go along for the ride. I'll always cherish my memories of those voyages, the warmth behind Baba June's smile, the excitement of leaving Regulus behind, chatting with the pilgrims and getting lost in the stars, and eating my pre-packed fesenjan out of a shiny tin. Those times are crystal clear in my memory, as if they happened yesterday. Oh, how I miss that wonderful man. This may seem silly coming from a mercenary engineer, but I've come to think of life I've chosen as a way of honoring my Baba June. By carving my own path among the stars, I'm doing what I can to keep his memory alive. That sounds trite, I'm sure, but sue me. It's what I've chosen to believe. What about after you left home? Where did you study? I actually spent a little time in the Lyran Commonwealth before I pursued my studies. Long story, that but suffice to say that it was its own kind of learning experience. When I did decide to get a higher education, I wound up back in the Free Worlds League. I did my undergrad studies in the University of Atreus, then went on to Sion University in the Capellan Confederation to earn my doctorate. For a top 3 school with Maskirovka screening admissions process, Sion U was surprisingly open to transfer for students. Anyway, I could go on and on for hours about my academic career. You'd probably smile and nod as I rambled on, but come on, I mean, this can't be interesting for you, can it? You're a mercenary. You stomp around in giant robots for a living. The closest I got to adventure back then was my dissertation defense. Have you always wanted to be a shipborne engineer? No, not always. When I was 15, I wanted to be a statistician. You know, a nice quietly life alone in the ivory tower. That was what my personal dropship was going to be. Called preparing mathematical models and studying survey results. So yeah, you know, every girl's dream. I guess I didn't. Didn't you ever want to do anything, I don't know, exciting? Like being a mech warrior? No. Much as I love the idea of stomping around in a giant robot, I'm not huge on the whole murdering people with lasers thing. This doesn't really square with my personal beliefs. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to work with mech warriors. If it wasn't for, I wouldn't be here. But the actual firing of weapons? No, it isn't for me. You still seem pretty enthusiastic about it. Why didn't you follow through? Well, interests change. I mean, I still like statistics, but it's really more of a hobby now. Is that weird? People have told me it's weird. I don't know. Plotting graphs and forecasting future events calms me. It's like my own little way of using math to bring order from chaos. And besides, everybody needs a hobby. I know for a fact that Darius crochets. Uncle Heiner's experimental world live-action STEM edutainment programs from the Lyran Commonwealth. It started airing just after my 19th birthday. You may have seen it. It ran for 3 seasons before it was canceled. The host was tattooed, chain-smoking nihilist who taught children the magic of chemistry. You know, making thermite with aluminum cans and a bell sander, that kind of thing. Yeah, I remember. You like that guy? That's what you got, science and educational program. Sounds like a Lyran Kids show, alright. Yes, well, I wound up marrying the host. Look, it's a long story, but the important bit is, in 6 months before the annulment, I learned that I had a real talent with machines when Heiner blew out a power relay or took a tire iron into a bandsaw. I was the one who would put it back together. I found a great deal of peace in that. From there, it was just a matter of getting into the right schools and following my bliss. So that's what I did, and well, here I am. It turned out alright for me, all things considered. Of course, Commander, I'm always happy to talk shop. What do you want to know? Talk to you later, Doc.
See you later.
Cool. And that should be everybody. Oh, Sumar.
How can I be of service, Commander?
Commander, what's up? What do you think of the Argo? You gonna be able to fly this beast? She's different. Piloting her would be a problem, but I can't say I'm happy about living on a piece of lost tech. Too many question marks for my taste. That said, I get the necessity. The Leopard is just too damn small. Anyway, as long as we're able to restrain ourselves from pushing any mysterious buttons, we should be okay. That's what I keep telling myself anyway. Life aboard the Argo should continue to improve as Dr. Murad brings new sections of the ship online. So we've got that to look forward to. Ship has potential, I'll give her that. Yeah, and I can't wait to see how she develops over time. Personally, I'm rooting for the day spa, but I'm easy. I'll take what I can get. And that should be it from her. Cool. Just blocking out these questions.
Commander?
Okay. So, let's load to my current game. Is it this one? I think this is it. Or is it the one after that? So what is this one? Oh, I think this is being like repaired or something like that. So, I think I messed up. I took the wrong contract here. I wanted to take this one. Is this on Weldry? Burden of proof. What is this one? Travel to Panzer. Well, we could take the main quest here too. Assist the Restoration Army's efforts to liberate House Decimus. Restoration Army intel suggests that a lance-built, long-range fire capabilities could prove advantageous on this drone. Further details will provide you upon your arrival. Pushing to liberate a founding House of Oregon coalition. I don't know what to expect more than you do, but I suggest rolling in with the best mechs we got. You know, just in case.
Roger that, Commander. Course plotted.
Engines prime. All hands from here will transition to thrust gravity.
Financial reports coming up. Black Market Invitation. Darius demands the first agenda item in the morning briefing. Commander, I've secured an invitation to the black markets here in the periphery. Yang claps Darius on the back. About time. You've been haggling and calling in favors for months. It was kind of like you enjoyed it, Darius smirks. Who, me? Well, persuading the cabal of crooks, merchants, and politicians wasn't boring. Sumar cuts through the jovialty. Don't forget the pirates. Your cabal may vote us in, but our history with our primary customers is setting our membership fee. Dr. Murad frowns. Improvement to the Argo aren't getting any cheaper. Surely we can just continue looting what we need. Ooh, boy. I'll set us back to 8,000,005-ish. 4. Oof. Fuck it. I mean, they have some good shit. With a wave of your hand, you quiet the room. Millions of Seabills aren't doing us any good just sitting in our bank account. Time to spend some of our savings. From the look on his face, Darius seems torn on whether he'll regret bringing this opportunity to the table. Yang strokes his chin in contemplation. I need a cool pirate name now. Maybe Angry Yang, or Iron Beard. What you think? You may now look. Various systems. Alright. Fair enough.
All hands, make ready for docking maneuvers.
So yeah, I haven't taken the main mission yet, and we're doing that right now. Financials. Financials are super expensive now too. Luckily, we'll get there before the financial report, so we'll get some money back.
Now entering synchronous orbit.
Synchronous orbit. Let's see if there's any. Not yet. Let's see what they got at the store. Save game. Oh, I can't. Okay. Look at our mech warriors real quick too. So we hired a couple new people. Lost. Behemoth. She joined Carlisle's Grey Death Legion. Yeah, I guess you got
Commander.
the offer. So we're at 2,200.
Yes, Commander.
1,300.
Reporting.
900.
Standing by.
150. Okay. So my main two are Gaucho and Medusa with Onyx as backup. Punchguard isn't bad. He's been trying to train as a sharpshooter.
Waiting for
And
orders.
Archangel is my backup bulwark and coolant vent. But he sucks at shooting, so fucking trying to get him up.
Training confirmed, Commander.
He's at 7 gunnery now. It seems like every time I take a shot with him, he misses. So, I try not to use him too often. Depending on the mission, though, he might be better for some situations. It just depends. He might be better for, well, we'll see. Okay. Let's do this. Welcome to Panzer, Commander. Lady Orano and the Restoration Army are already fighting on the plant surface and have been for weeks. With the aid of House Decimus ground support facilities, Miss Meyer will carry your lance through Panzer's orbital debris field and drop you on the surface. Tell us more about this debris field. It's a holdover from the Amara Civil War. There was a great battle in the orbit over Panzer, and most of the wreckage is still there in the form of dense fields of particulate material. Navigating the field unassisted would be a formidable task. Thankfully, we have the Spaceport Control Center on our side. You'll be able to guide us in and send tugs to assist us if necessary. You're okay with this, Sumar? Yeah, Commander, no sweat. With this kind of navigation support, I'll be getting from ground control. I could take us through the field with my eyes closed. It happens when we're on the surface. Lady Orano wants your lance behind enemy lines. Great. While she leads from the front. We'll have to harass the Directorate's supply train and target valuable military hardware. She already has a target list drawn up for you. Hold that thought. Commander, I'm getting a tight beam communication from the planet's surface. It's Lady Orano and it looks urgent. I'm putting it on screen now. Dusty, you couldn't have arrived at a better time. Our forces on the surface desperately need your help. With the support of House Decimus, we're making our final push against the Directorate's last major stronghold. Our forces are fully committed to the attack, and we're pushing them back. The Directorate just seized control of Panzer's only remaining spaceport. With it, they'll be able to call down reinforcements at will. I need someone to take the spaceport control center away from them. That someone is going to have to be you. This means that Miss Meyer will need to carry you through the debris field unassisted. I hope that her skills are up to the task. Well, this day just got more interesting. I'm afraid there's more. Alexander, I've just received a message from Lady Centrella. There's been a major incident on Perdition. It looks like terrorist action, a chemical attack against the port city of Harlow's Landing. Initial casualty report suggests some 11,000 dead. That sounds bad. My sense mix exactly. How have the Turians responded? In predictable fashion, the Protector Calderon is claiming the attack was an act of Davion aggression in violation of the Ares Conventions. He's already calling it the Perdition Massacre. For their part, the Davions have denied all knowledge of the attacks. Their denials will fall on deaf ears. Calderons won't believe anything that Hans Davion has to say. This is going to accelerate our timetable. We need to retake your throne before the situation gets any worse. If a war was to erupt between the Federation and the Concordant, it could easily spill into the Reach, and we can't afford that kind of chaos. Then we better get moving. I can't say I like the idea of a couple superpowers inserting them into our campaign. We better push forward before that happens. I want you to proceed with the drop. And Dusty, I'm expecting this deployment to be a difficult one. Bring your best, and maybe the gods grant you victory. We'll all be counting on your success. You heard the lady. Best get to it. Meyer, I'm gonna go ahead and trust that you've got this. Do me a solid and try not to scrape the leopard's paint on your way down. Yeah, I'll do my best. Here we go. Six. Yeah. Couch is still better. It is nice to have another cool infant person though. Solaris 8 or 7. Take control of Directorate's turrets. Don't allow any Directorate reinforcements to land. Destroy the spaceport's dropship control center. Alright. Real question is how many fucking enemies are they gonna drop on us? We've been facing a lot of crazy opposition lately.
Command interface initiated.
Commander, I'm glad you made it. Navigating Panzer's debris field and assisted is no small feat. Even for a ship as small as a leopard. This Myers to be commended for his skill. No sweat. Just don't ask me to do it again. You won't have to. Restoration strike teams have already joined forces with the 2nd Decimus Fusiliers to engage the enemy on multiple fronts. We have them at a disadvantage, but if they manage to bring in reinforcements, we're in trouble. Dusty, I need you to engage the enemy, locate their dropship's control center, and destroy it. Without ground support, their ships won't be able to navigate the debris field. Director troops on the surface will be cut off, and our combined forces will sweep them away. Sorry to interrupt, Lady Rano, but we've just intercepted a transmission from the ADV, Koronak. They're requesting navigational aid. It sounds like they're on their way down. If that ship lands, our bid for the system fails. I need you to take the control center out before Koronak touches down. Second, can help with that. We have a Leopard full of engineers heading our way, Commander. I'll need you to clear a path to the spaceport security headquarters. Take out their vehicles and make sure there's some breathing room, and we'll have that turret defense against them. That's the plan then. We'll use the turrets to cover their approach. As soon as we have the turrets under control, the directorates will begin firing on them. Use that as a distraction, or engage the enemy to protect them. It's your call either way.
Good hunting, Commander. You bring down the control center, and we'll handle the rest. Good luck.
What are we looking at here? Gonna cover to the right. Which way are they gonna have to take? Looks like there's a road here. Six garrison units left. 15 rounds. Okay. What is it? What are we looking at?
Coordinates received.
Moving out.
I don't know why it doesn't allow me to do an action. Oh, they're in view sight. Commander, I'm seeing Directorate SRM carriers on radar. Recommend engaging them at long range. We'll take you apart if you let them get close.
What do you need?
Where's the SRMs? Bulldog, SRM carrier.
On it. Locking in. All
One's down.
enemy vehicle destroyed.
Commander. Copy that. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Striker. Let's say my SRMs.
Engaging target.
What the fuck? Shouldn't have saved my SRMs.
What's up, boss?
Gotcha, take out that bulldog.
Got it.
Precision strike.
Here it comes.
Heavy laser. 13 rounds.
Standing by. Confirmed.
Done.
Vehicle down.
Enemy turn. Oh, it must be those LRM launchers.
Damage minimal.
Jesus.
Damage minimal.
Can we get down this mountainside? I'm gonna take out this bulldog first.
All weapons emitted.
There's one.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Orders.
Receiving you. Copy that. All weapons are go.
Nicely done. Then Andrus, your approach to the security HQ is clear. Roger that. We'll have these turrets under friendly control in just a moment. Engage forces guarding that control center. Let's make these turrets count. Let's do it.
Yes, Commander.
Sprint through. Man, there's a lot of ground to cover. It's the main garrison. We could go around to the right and use the trees. Get up to the control center here. I don't know what that's going to look like down there. We're probably going to have a bunch of shit. Can we skirt around to the left here? Looks like that's where a lot of the fire was coming from. There's a lot more cover, so I'm going to go right side.
Pulling off.
As long as they don't have a forward observer, they can't lock on with their missiles, to my knowledge. Oh shit. Ignore the turrets and concentrate your fire on the battlemechs. We must protect the control center. As our reinforcements can land, they're all dead. Now we fight for the directorate. They got a... is that a cicada or a Jenner? We got some turrets there. Panther. Jenner.
Ready for orders. Roger.
I don't think we have to protect this shit, do we? Centurion. Trebuchet. If we take the control, we could guard it from up top.
Commander.
Who's that up front? Medusa? Oh, shit. It's blocking the way.
Full throttle.
Yes, Commander. Copy that.
Commander? Roger that.
Got a Treb. Nice. Hunchback's the one I'm worried about, and the trebuchet. Yeah! There goes some of my worries. Now watch that Panther, he's got that PPC. The Janitor might be in range to do some damage. Oh, he's moving back to cover.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Understood.
Flank on the right side using the trees. Good. Okay.
Full throttle.
It's Panthers. He already moved.
Orders.
Who's up here? Is that Medusa?
Roger that.
11 rounds.
Yes, Commander. Confirmed.
Keep them together. If we had a light mech with jump jets, you could get over there, no problem. Yeah! Fuck that treb up. Ooh, there goes his left arm. Kurt's got it, man. Ooh! Is he going for... What are they doing? Not even attacking.
Aye, aye.
Good for me.
Got
Not
it.
good for them. Medusa's on rear. We might have to cut through the base because it looks like I can't go around this rock for some reason. Can I not go? Yeah, who's the closest one? I am. Can engage this guy and have everybody blow past. If I'm wrong, this is the edge, right? Yeah, can't go outside here. So, we gotta blow past. Move, engage. The Panther, have everybody blow past.
All weapons committed.
Yes, Commander.
I want to get decisively engaged
Standing by.
here. It's just a Panther, but the Centurion's not too far away either.
Got it.
Commander.
Let's have
Roger that.
Onyx engage as well.
Affirmative.
Yeah, Trev is down. 10 rounds. Come on, CT destroyed. Yeah! Left arm. Left torso destroyed. Yep, that's what I wanted. Let's move. We'll leave the turrets up with that Centurion. They can take care of a gen or two. That thing's nothing. Fuck, he's taking position. He's gonna engage.
Waiting for orders.
He can't make it anyway, so I'm gonna move him up to engage the Jenner. Oh, he can't?
Roger that.
9 rounds. Shit, that's one turret. Another down. We just have to keep running from the Saturnium.
Destroyed.
What is that? LRMs? That must be from the base.
Damage minimal.
Orders.
Sprint fast. Let's go. What's that?
Good to go.
Orders? On my way. Double time.
9 rounds. Hit him hard. Yeah. Hit him. Yeah. Keep it going. Be out of range for a second anyway.
Damage minimal.
He's wasting his armor on me.
Orders.
What the hell?
On the move. Full speed.
Eight rounds. Oh, it takes 2 more rounds. Dragon. Okay. Dragon shouldn't be too much of a deal.
I'm
as
showing
long as we take
minor
care.
damage.
Yes, Commander.
Deuce, I just blocked everybody here. Fuck. Alright, we'll move and engage this dude.
Ready for orders.
Oh, Gouch is in front. Good shit. Keep moving. Can you move into here and negate? No, he can't. He's just gonna sprint here.
Orders. Affirmative.
Allied turn. Yeah, I gotta drop some heat anyway, so. Left arm, good shit. Keep chipping away at him. Yeah! Come on, finish him off. Yeah! Now work on that dragon.
The clock is ticking and that dropship is getting close. I'd recommend that you prioritize targeting the control center, Commander.
We're moving. patience. I don't want to block everybody, so.
Double time. Let's go.
What's the dragon gonna do? Let's engage us. I can't make up the hill, so I'm gonna engage this dragon. What do you think, head?
Commander.
Move up. Target the head.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Good to go.
Get in his face there, Gaucho. Dragon to dragon.
I copy. Scored a critical hit.
Knockdown. Good shit. We are inside after this round. Come on, blow him up. Blow him up. There we go. More salvage.
Yes, Commander.
Let's get in there.
Good to go. On my way.
Orders.
Fucking Gaucho's blocking the way. Here.
Waiting for orders. Aye, aye. Target confirmed.
Well done. Miss Meyer, are you inbound? Roger that. I'm making an LZ on your screen, Commander. Proceed to the designated coordinates for evac. That's done it. All communication between Spaceport Directorate's reinforcements fleet just went down. Ground control, this is Coronac. We've lost you. Nav support is offline. We are damn tugs. Without ground support, their dropships won't be able to make planetfall. They'll be torn to pieces if they try. Congratulations. Panzers is as good as ours. So we have you to thank for it. Long live House Decimus and long live the Arano Restoration. All targets eliminated. Sit tight and I collect you from where you are right now.
Mission successful.
Whew.
Yeah!
Got some more dragon pieces. I gotta complete my Battle Master. 1 mil. 7. So we're kind of close to where we were, I guess. No big damage on it. Okay, what do we have? Well, we'll take the dragon pieces, I guess. We'll have a spare dragon. Ooh, LRM 10s. Any pluses on SRMs? I could always use those. AC-20s. So I'll take the dragon pieces and the LRM. Should be good. Trebuchet would be nice for long range support. It only has 2 missile racks and then 4 lasers. That's fine. I made out with that one, huh? Anomaly. We've done it, Dusty. Thank you for your efforts. The Restoration Army has broken the Directorate's hold on Panzer. Lord Pierre-Louis Decimus has already pledged his house and his systems to my service. The Restoration is growing, just like we'd hoped. And with his support, you gain territory, soldiers, and a bolstered supply chain. Not a bad deal for you. Or for House Decimus. The Directorate took a scorched earth approach to Panzer's farmland. Without our ongoing support, the people here would starve. I am not my Uncle Darius. The Restoration gives us much as it takes. That's commendable, but it may not be. I'm fully aware of that war has price, and I expect that price to escalate, but for now I can afford to help these people, and so I will, and to hell with the cost. It's a victory to be sure, but we're still a long way from Coromadir, and the Director Espinosa has only just begun to marshal his forces. Things are going to get a lot more difficult as we push forward, towards Smithen. The Directorate's military capabilities appear to be way out of line with our initial estimates. Somehow they've gained access to weapons and battle mechs that are totally foreign to the Oregon Reach. Probably support from the Taurians, since we've ran into them so fucking much. Yeah, live is working right now. What's up, D? Where do you think all this hardware is coming from? From the Taurians. We don't know. House Espinosa has always had contacts in the inner sphere. Lady Victoria's personal battle mech is a prototype model that's almost impossible to find outside the Draconis Combine. This radical new military buildup is something else entirely. Wherever these weapons are coming from, it's a recent development, and a troubling one. Hey, Lord Madeira, sorry to interrupt, but there's something here you may want to see. Actually, you may all want to see this. I found something strange on the Argos nav computer. Why don't I like the sound of that? I'm gonna need some clarification. Because your head is in the right place. I found something weird on the ancient ship, is what spacers say in horror movies. Usually right before everyone starts dying. Back me up on this, Darius. What was the one thing you made me watch the other day with the drones that started eating people? Count Harutomo de Sorrentelli's These Gears Are Teeth? It's a great film. That's all it is. It's make-believe, Meyer. Dr. Mraz, please tell us what you actually found. Well, it appears to have stumbled upon an encrypted data archive. Somebody hid it away in the Argos secondary storage drive. That's just my best guess, mind you. Starleague Eric encryption software isn't really my area of expertise. Are we gonna find the clans? My father spent years trying to figure out how to get the Argo back to Oregon Reach space in one piece. He's obsessed with the ship. He felt that it was important somehow, and now, this. I want that archive open, Dr. Murad. I need to know what's inside. With all due respect, Lady Rana, whatever's on that drive was sealed away for a reason. I've heard enough stories about Lost Tech treasure hunting to know that it's a bad idea. So why don't we just leave well enough alone? Because this archive could contain something of value. Because, as I previously mentioned, I have a personal connection with the ship. I believe that discovery is meant to lead us somewhere, and I tend to follow it. It's a Starleague era data archive. Of course we should try to open it. We shouldn't let this distract later on. Damn right we should. You don't just leave money on the table. Anyone could tell you that. Thankfully, we can follow this lead and pursue our campaign against the Directorate at the same time. The liberation of House Carosas on Smithen is already the Restoration's next objective, and Lord Simon Carosas was High Lord Tamati's chief technologist. Securing the help we need will cost us nothing that we weren't already planning to pay. Perhaps this is all just coincidences, Meyer, but I cannot help seeing the hands of fate at work here. Master's taught me to pay heed to my intuition, and this is what I intend to do. Tell me more about Lord Carosas. He's a hard man who doesn't suffer fools gladly. That said, he's also quite brilliant, a noble with the mind of a scholar. His adult children, Otto and Lena, were much the same. Difficult at times to be sure, but fierce allies of House Rano. Why do you think Lord Carosas would know our archive? because he knows Lost Tech better than anyone in the Reach. In the days of my father's reign, whenever scraps of foreign technology were discovered in the Reach, they'd be taken to Smithin for cataloging and study. If there are any answers to be found, we'll find them with him. That's the plan, then. Yes, and shortly thereafter, we will see if my father's intuition about the Argo was justified. As before, I will contact you when we're ready to move on Smithin. For now, I'll take my leave of you. I have nobles to placate and an army to rally, and you have your own contracts to pursue, I'm sure. Yes, we do. We're keeping busy just as you asked us to. You all heard her. We've got some time before the next leg of the Restoration's offensive, and our client wants to make the most out of it. Time is money, so let's get back to work. Scoured the spaceport and found a jackpot. Decommissioned Griffins, lots of them. They'll never get them working with the repair facilities got, but between my team and the Argo's Mech Bay, I think we might. You can find them in the shop here in Panzer. I have to buy them?
That mech is ready to fight, Commander.
The Dragon 1 and... got another dragon out of it. Alright, so we're really only down 1 mil from that entry into the pirate shit here. Let's see what they got. Quick draw. Any good weaponry? No. I got 6 Griffin parts, jeez. What do we have? Little Wolverine. Could sell that. Get rid of the Griffin. Centurion. I won't do it right now. We were good on money, so I'm gonna keep these mechs for now. We have 2 Kintaros. Interesting. Any good pilots here? Hot Rod, Tory Nobility, and Tinker.
Confirm.
Tortuga, Pirate Crew.
Waiting for orders.
Richard, Merit 4 Tinker, Technician.
Right here.
Ridgehound.
Standing by.
Riptide.
I live to serve.
Damn, this guy has a lot of combat stuff. What do our contracts look like in this area? All 1 skulls and 2 skulls, huh? This one's battle. See, the Taurians all over this place. Look at that. How could you not imagine a alignment with them? Unless they got like a Starforge or some crazy shit. I don't know. Let's see. Any new experience for our mech warriors? 3800. I can increase tactics. So I will.
Training complete.
Receiving you.
Bulk gouge. Still at 29. Medusa.
Ready for orders.
27. Nothing.
Receiving you.
25. Okay. Any guys need repairs? Nope. Strip this guy and put him in storage for now. Right.
I wrapped up that job you asked for, Commander.
Store. These guys got anything new to say?
I'm all ears, Commander.
You said that you knew Mouse did. No, okay. Nothing.
You know where to find me.
What about Alexander? Anything new? Restoration Army's push on the capital is a success. Single stroke, you liberated House Decimus, stripped away a fifth of Espinosa's power base, and shattered the illusion of a unified directorate. While our victory was complete, it didn't come without a cost. We lost a lot of good soldiers on Panzer and several dozen irreplaceable mechs. We'll take time to replenish our depleted ranks. Beyond the scope of our recent victory, things are murkier. Thanks to the Perdition Massacre, tensions between Taurians and the Federated Suns have risen to a boiling point. The situation is fraught, terribly so. The slightest misstep on either side could spell disaster for us and for the rest of the RimWorld periphery. A great deal on symbolic level. The liberation of the founding house may be the most important step we've taken since Weldry. Make no mistake, the other founding families were watching what was happening on Panzer, and if House Decimus could be liberated from director control, then so could the rest of them, and now they know it. There are logistical benefits as well, of course. The traditional seat of House Decimus is Panzer, but its sphere of influence extends into Ryan's fate, Brangdom, and Mektor, and now that House Decimus is our ally, we can start turning the people, facilities, industrial base of those systems against the Directorate. Our army lives or dies by its supply train, and ours have just gotten stronger. That's the Directorate's expense, and now this is only the beginning. Let's talk about the Perdition Massacre. I don't know much more than what Lady Arano's already told you, but still, ask me your questions, I'll do whatever I can to answer. Why would the Federated Suns attack the Taurian Concordat? There's no proof that they have, only conjecture. Speaking hypothetically though, I could come up with a number of reasons. Perhaps the Davions wanted to punish House Calderon for some perceived transgression, or maybe they wanted the Taurians to fly off the handle and declare war. Then they could stage an invasion of the Concordat while claiming self-defense. First Prince Hans Davion is no stranger to international brinksmanship or to the use of unpredictable tactics. He isn't called the Fox for nothing. They said Protector Thomas Calderon's distrust of House Davion is equally well known. Some have gone as far as to claim that his fear of the perfidious Davions borders on obsession. It's difficult to know how much of this is truth and how much is hysteria. What we do know is that some things happened on Perdition, and that is to cost 11,000 Taurian civilians their lives. Calderon is calling it a Federation attack. Now Davion's denials have been dismissive and condescending. It's an ugly situation that's likely to get uglier. That is where things stand. Why would anyone target Perdition specifically? Because it's a symbol of Taurian independence. The destruction of the SLDF base on Perdition was what incited the Taurian Concordat to withdraw from the Star League. As a symbolic target, it'd be hard to do much better. What are the odds that this incident pushes the Taurians to declare war? That's doubtful. Protector Calderon isn't stupid. He knows what open war with the Federated Suns would cost. And should he ever forget, there are cooler heads in the room to remind him. His son Edward had been a particularly help in this regard. We'd be in much worse shape without his influence. For now, the Taurians are standing on the precipice of a conflict that none of us are prepared for. But without another inciting incident, they're unlikely to step over the edge. That's it. All this is done.
Always a pleasure.
Testing. All right. So.
Hey, Doc. The work you put in on that thrust control's really paid off. Steering is buttery smooth.
Let's see. D, are you still there? Is looking like 203,000 a month. Jesus, mech warriors are expensive now. 446. The only people that like us are the Capellan Confederacy.